Hello and welcome to another episode of Common Chaos Live with me, Christian Rauchenwald, on this Tuesday afternoon. I hope you all had a great start into the new week. I also hope that the weather at your place is as amazing as it is here. As always, before we jump into the live stream, let's get the usual disclaimer out of the way first. Everything that I share in this live stream / video is my personal opinion and in no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions, and make your own decisions. That said, for those of you that have questions that I haven't answered in previous videos or live streams yet, Irina and or Jerry will share a link to a post in the community tab. You can submit your questions there and we will cover them then tomorrow and moving forward. Today's episode, as promised, is going to be focused on the Pi network ecosystem, so the Pi Fireside forum and the different apps that already exist in the ecosystem, after we get the usual news, so things that I stumbled upon, out of the way first. Hi BJK, hi Bazir, bye. Great to have you guys here. And yeah, so let's jump into it and share the screen. There we go. So for the news update in quotes, greetings from Germany. Yeah, please, if you already left your question in the post on the community section, then you'll just have to wait till tomorrow, because today we will solely focus on the ecosystem. And if you didn't submit the question there, then use the link that Irina shared, and just write your question there, and tomorrow we'll start working our way through those questions. Anyway, so as far as updates go, you might have noticed on CoinMarketCap, when we look at Pi now, finally we see the number 11 showing up. So after verifying the supply, the CoinMarketCap team was satisfied with all the rest, and it went faster than I expected. I thought it will take a week, maybe two, for them to get it sorted out. But with that, Pi is officially ranked as number 11 by market cap on CoinMarketCap among all coins and tokens, which is quite incredible. Now, if the price goes up again to, I don't know, let's say close to the $3 mark, we probably actually would get onto spot number 10. You can do the math yourself. Based on the current token price multiplied by the current circulating supply, you get the market cap, and that number has to become bigger than the 20 billion that Tron currently has to make it on spot number 10. Quite interesting times, yeah. Also, if we look at the chart, we obviously have nice development. Real quick, jumping on TradingView, and they're actually on the chart. I know I usually don't do price predictions, as you know, so we talked yesterday, in yesterday's stream, I think it was yesterday, about the Elliott wave pattern, so the strategy that I'm using for trading and what pattern I see on the pie chart. And just because there was a post today on Reddit where somebody else applies Elliott wave, in my opinion, horribly wrong, but still, since in there I shared my more detailed analysis, I'm actually just gonna share the link with you. If I find the share, couldn't be written bigger, So Elliott wave theory forecast for Pi network. Now I wanna say that this is a theoretical forecast, So hello. Okay, it's too long. 1 second, I have to remove a few things here from that stupid link. And that should work, So it's a theoretical forecast that basically just addresses what he's sharing and points out the pattern that I labeled and why I believe it's right and what price target that would bring. Feel free to check it out. And so that's about the price. And then CoinMarketCap we covered. Next thing, there was a post. There is apparently a car dealership in, if I'm not mistaken, South Korea that accepts Pi. Obviously, you need to have enough Pi to pay for the car, but it's another vendor that's accepting Pi. Apparently, Korea has quite an active Pi community and is ahead of other countries in that aspect, which is kind of cool to see the real-world adoption. You can find that post as well in the Pi Network subreddit, so feel free to check it out. And we're going to remove that. And another thing to share, obviously, ever since Pi now finally hit the open mainnet, the download numbers have increased because now it has a value. I wouldn't be surprised if it now increases even further with being listed on spot number 11 and with that getting more attention. So everybody that goes to CoinMarketCap and starts to scroll might start to wonder, what is this coin? So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But it's nice to see that the download numbers are increasing, which means the network is growing. So that's obviously something good. And the rest is about the ecosystem, so which is what we're also going to do today. So with that, we are going to jump into the ecosystem, I guess. So for that, I have to share my iPhone. I said, any questions you might have, Irina shared the link or didn't share the link yet. There, yeah. Maybe can you pin it as well? I know you have to switch accounts, but yeah. So Irina will pin the link where you can submit your questions, because again, today we focus on the Pi ecosystem. Obviously, to access the Pi ecosystem, you need your Pi browser, and in your Pi browser, we're going to start with one of the Pi core team apps, and that is the Fireside community or Fireside forum, which is basically what the name says, a forum where people can share posts. Now, yesterday in the chat, we had somebody ask about how the whole token thing works and so on, because obviously you can go to my tokens and then you can watch an ad, which I'm not going to do now, to get one token for free. And you can do that depending on where you are, let's say 5 times per day and so on. Yeah. Now, tokens are needed when you want to post. Yes, there is a cat, I noticed, yeah. So when you want to post, if you go to post, you have to pick which channel you're posting in. So there's even a poker on Pi and so on. So there are different channels for different topics. And there's even my own Christian Rauchenwald channel somewhere. And a Cristiano Ronaldo, that's not me, yeah. Sounds wrong, yeah. So there's even, there Christian Rauchenwald, although there's not much activity. I very, very rarely share something. And so you pick which channel you want to post in, pick your channel, and then you write your post. This is a test, just testing out Fireside, yeah. And then you press post, and you see that you need a token to post, at least, yeah. So you need a token to be able to post, and then if you post with 1 token, then your post will also only have 1 token, which means it will not show up on hot. However, it will still be visible, as you can see on the new tab. And then other people or you can then with more tokens boost your post. And some of those tokens will go to the author. You can see that if I were to boost with 1 token, 0.5 tokens would go to the creator of that boost, which he then again can use to make new posts and so on. And yeah, so overall, that also means that right now, if you look at it, so you have to pay 10 Pi for 1,000 tokens. So if you want a post to outrank this one, you would need let's round up 7,000 tokens. So you need to spend 70 Pi, which means $140 if you want to boost a post on your own onto spot number 1. Yeah, that fire also expires after some time. So it's not if you boost it with 7,000, it will stay there until somebody has a post with 8,000. But every day, as far as I recall, it also loses some of that fire. So it needs to be upvoted again, which basically should ensure, in quotes, that relevant content like cat pictures, of course, are ranked higher. Yeah. So, and stay up longer. Yeah. Now, obviously, the idea behind it is great, because what also goes hand in hand with the Fireside community is the ability that I should be able here. No, I'm not able here. Okay, not able here in the Fireside community, but here we just have that. Yeah, so while it's not inside the Fireside community, the same thing applies to when you follow somebody. So on your profile, you can basically, where is it? No, not here in the profile, in the other profile, yeah. You can basically add friends and people can send you messages. And there people, however, have to basically deposit real Pi to be able to send you a message. The more people try to message you, the more Pi they have to deposit. And if you don't open the message or basically decline it, those Pi are gone, yeah? Which is a great measure to prevent spam, because it means every spammer that just wants to send spam messages has to pay an amount in Pi. to even get the message in your inbox. The more popular, the more they would have to pay. And if you then say not it is spam, all those Pi are gone. If you accept the message, they get to see those Pi. So while the idea behind the token system is great, it generates ad revenue if you watch ads to get your tokens. It basically serves as a use case for Pi if you use some of your Pi to buy tokens. And the idea behind the person or the direct message system that requires you to deposit Pi, and if your message is deemed as spam, you lose them, also is great. Obviously, there is a lot of room to grow. Like, for example, right now, there's only one Pi Fireside. And while theoretically everything should be in English, there are the occasional posts that are then in other languages. So they're kind of the multi-language aspect, considering how international Pi is obviously lost in Pi Fireside or not there yet. And while right now it might make sense like this, but if the Fireside community actually grows to something useful, then it would make sense to also be able to just say, okay, I want to see only Chinese posts. Maybe there is already an option that I don't know of. Yeah, so I'm also exploring the Fireside system and the ecosystem with you. Obviously, outside of that, you can see that whenever you boost something with your tokens, you can leave a comment, which is then listed down below and is the only way to pretty much leave comments as well. Yeah. Hi, Celios, or no, hi. Yeah. Celios, yeah, font is so small on the screen, I'm getting old, yeah. But yeah, that's the first and most prominent app in the whole Pi ecosystem, the Pi Fireside forum. As I said, I believe it has potential, the whole approach that you cannot just randomly post and comment whatever you think, but you have to either watch ads to earn tokens or even spend some of your Pi, makes it some place where, depending on how people value Pi, so if you assume even for 100 tokens, that's $1.70 or so that you right now lose. So that's $1.70 that you right now lose. And that you really have to consider, okay, my content is worth that much, 17 cents to post one comment at least, or to post a post. And if I want to boost it, it instantly costs you more. So I feel the Pi Fireside app has some potential, but it would only really work if it would be a dedicated app that everyone could download, where they then log in with their Pi account, or even initially without their Pi account, and they have to just watch ads to get token so that it can turn into a global social media network. Otherwise, it would only be an app that is used exclusively by Pi enthusiasts. Because even people that are using Pi, most of the Pi community is active either on YouTube or on Reddit or on Discord servers, Telegram groups, and so on, even in the in-app chats. So unless that whole thing gets built upon, it would just be some side project for like, yeah, Pi enthusiasts or for businesses to advertise. I'm not sure about the rules in the different spaces, but obviously if we open up the regular Pi Network app and you scroll down, you can also see the content from the Fireside community. Although here we right now don't see the cat picture. Maybe it updates at some point or so. It should, I think, show the, or it just shows them from a specific, from specific communities. So maybe only Pi Commerce and other stuff is shown, although the photography stuff is also, photography category is also listed here. But technically, if I would have a product that I want to promote to millions of Pi Network users, I could make a post in Pi Commerce maybe even, and then spend the $140 to get enough Pi to boost it, and with that have it rank on #1 and know that for the next 24 hours at least, most likely millions of users might notice my post here. So, which then also means I as a business would first have to create a Pi wallet and also basically pass KYB or create a Pi account and complete KYZ to have a usable wallet. And I would then have to buy Pi on an exchange, withdraw it to the wallet, and then I could do that. Yeah. But yeah, that about Pi Fireside. And with that, I'm going to have a sip of Apfelschorle to, yeah, like, so I don't die here talking that much. And then we're going to jump into the other ecosystem apps. Yeah. Yeah. As for everyone that's asking questions in the chat, as mentioned, don't want to disappoint, but there is a link, it's pinned. You can submit your question here and we'll address it then tomorrow or the day after that in the live stream, because today I really just want to focus on the Pi ecosystem. Yeah, so there's obviously that big button at the bottom that says explore the ecosystem. And while there are already a lot of apps, you can see that the list of apps that is on the mainnet is basically on 2 pages. Most of them say that they are not PiNet apps, which means that they are not made by the core team. Yeah, and there are obviously more apps on the testnet. So if we check the testnet, you can see that we have another 3 pages here of testnet apps. You can also browse by category. And as I mentioned in previous live streams, that obviously many of those apps are unpolished and basically made by pioneers that believed in the project and did that on the side, while they still had to work and earn money to pay their expenses. Yeah, I believe that with the very successful launch of Pi Network, we are going to see more developers and agencies launch apps, but this will take time. Yeah, so developing a good app, yes, some app ideas might be done in a day, others might take years to develop. So anywhere from within the next couple of weeks to the next couple of months to today in a year, we should see an increase in apps that also have higher quality. That said, there are already some apps, and if we look, the first one is Map of Pi, which is theoretically a great idea, because it serves as it serves the idea that you are able to look up where are stores or people that accept Pi. The problem, however, is that in my experience, I mean, the app obviously is not super polished, but in my experience that you see there are many listed, but what can I buy here? Okay, music production and mastering. Okay, mastering. So, but there are also many fake listings where there is no address, for example, that show up, for example, in Germany, but they are not in Germany. Yeah, so it's a little bit tricky. The idea is great. There would need to be some verification. I don't know how exactly that could be done. Maybe by basically verifying your address in some way, which again could be faked, because I could just Photoshop whatever, a recent bank statement with a different address or so, but at least it would make it more likely that the entries are actually valid. I believe in the future that app might actually have a lot of potential to identify, okay, is there a store around that accepts Pi? Maybe so I can have lunch, dinner, coffee, maybe to go and buy a car or something like that. But right now, in my opinion, a lot of the listings here don't exist in reality. You obviously can check in your country, whatever is shown there. And if something's nearby, basically just stop there. Yeah, I mean, you can zoom in on the map to the point where you should be able to easily find the exact spot. Yeah. But as said, so the idea is great. I feel like the app is unpolished. Obviously, there is not too much to it. Now, right now, it doesn't load that profile for some reason, which is okay. Or maybe it does. No, it doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, let's try this again. I'm good boy. Yeah. So although there is an address, not sure if that address actually exists there. So if that's the right street or not, but this would be the first app in the ecosystem. Yeah. Then there are a bunch of apps that are, or there should be a bunch of apps that are about marketplaces. So Pi Mall should be one of them, where people and or businesses can rank or not rank, but can post their items for sale. Obviously, I assume that whoever ranked stuff didn't bother to update. I assume that many of the offers might be from scammers. Otherwise, I'm going to order my new Audi e-tron right now for 1 Pi for $1.70. And as you can see, it's most likely made by a Chinese developer, because right now everything appears to be, or maybe that's not even Chinese. I have no idea. Sorry if it's not Chinese and I just misunderstood it. Can I somehow switch the language here? No, I cannot. Yeah. So it might have potential in the future, but you can see many of the products are either fake or they were created when people ran around with the delusions that Pi will be worth $314,000, although that would be an expensive Rolex. Yeah, for $300,000. But it would also have potential. So a properly built marketplace that's also not cluttered with ads, although I understand why a developer would put ads there to at least make some money during development already, could make a lot of money. But on the other hand, one would have to ask, now that Pi is listed on multiple exchanges, why should I deal with signing up for this app and then paying with Pi here when I could also just go to BitGet, sell 100 Pi, and then take the $170 or whatever it's worth then, withdraw it, and then use that money to just order conveniently from Amazon. Yeah, so technically there is potential for this, but more as a second-hand app. So where if I wanna, I don't know, I'm unhappy with my 8-ball because it suddenly starts giving wrong prediction, although it's 90% of the time it's been right so far, miraculously, yeah. And so I want to sell it, then I can post it as, okay, I have a used 8-ball. I'm also willing to ship it, and I can enter the actual fiat value that I want to sell it for, and then based on the current exchange value, it shows how many pies that would be. So I can imagine that a marketplace for used goods would work very well. For new goods, as said, why would you go? I mean, unless you really, really just want to support the project, but why would you go through the effort of buying there? And simultaneously, if you are running a business, there's already software that allows you to quickly run your own online store, at the same time publish the products to eBay and to Amazon and to other marketplaces. So why would you go through the manual effort of creating posts for each individual product, especially if the price is in Pi, which means every day as the price changes, you would have to update, or maybe every hour, when you could just as easily in your own online shop maybe mention that you also accept Pi as payment. Yeah. So, but that's the next app that we have. Since it fits, I'm going to address this one. This is not going to happen. Yeah. Not that it's never going to happen, but from a business perspective. So we also have, for example, a software business. Yeah. If we would decide to accept crypto in our business, then we would not pick a single cryptocurrency and say we accept that one cryptocurrency, because it would be the same effort in terms of accounting and legal compliance as if and it would even be more complicated than if we would just sign up, for example, for CryptoPay from Crypto.com, which we could then integrate, and then people could pay with Bitcoin, Litecoin, and other cryptocurrencies that work through Crypto.com in that case. And we would, when they pay, instantly receive US dollar or euro or whichever currency we need. Yeah. Otherwise, if we would say we accept Pi, then people would pay $97 for the monthly subscription in Pi. And then I would, however, because we also have server expenses, we have employees or freelancers to pay and so on. We need to cover our salaries and so on. So I would then have to move the Pi to an exchange and sell it there and hope that it's worth more, or it's still worth roughly the same, to get the money that I need. So if Amazon would ever accept crypto, they will not pick a single cryptocurrency. It will not be we accept Pi unless they miraculously decide to launch their own cryptocurrency, because it would not make sense. It would make sense maybe that they then launch their own crypto payment service that again then accepts Bitcoin, Litecoin, maybe the top 10 coins on CoinMarketCap, maybe the top 25 or something like that. But it makes no sense to go through all the effort to accept a single cryptocurrency when the effort is even smaller to accept the top 20 cryptocurrencies or top 100 or so. Yeah. So, it will not happen. I mean, one can imagine that Elon Musk would do some nonsense like that, but he also would not pick Pi, but he would pick Doge or I don't know, some other random shitcoin. So yeah, like from a business perspective, it just doesn't make sense. Unless you have a huge stake. So if you own, I don't know how many millions of Pi coins, if Jeff Bezos were to buy billions of Pi coins, he buys up the entire amount that's on the exchanges. Then for him, it would make sense to say, oh, now I'm going to say Pi is accepted on Amazon, because it would shoot up in value and he would enrich himself this way. But it would also be market manipulation. And so why should he bother doing it? So so if at all, the easiest way would be if Crypto.com starts to list PiCoin, passes KYB, because they already have CryptoPay, which is a service that businesses can use to accept crypto payments. and the business instantly receives fiat, so US dollars or whatever currency, and Crypto.com in the background handles the rest. Yeah. So this way they can say they accept it. It's good for them because it attracts people that want to pay with crypto without the downside of actually having to suddenly have crypto wallets in your business and do crypto and consider crypto in your yearly audits and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So for the rest of the apps, I have no idea what they do. World of Pi. Let's take a look. I guess we'll do 15 minutes overtime. So actually the stream would only last 5 minutes. Share information. Yes, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So you always should read that, but it's never going to be an issue, to be honest, when you're on legit sites that are within the Pi ecosystem, because all they get access to is basically the public information of your Pi account and wallet, but no access to your wallet directly to make any kind of transactions. Yeah. So World of Pi is loading. Okay, so that's what it does. Okay, it doesn't look very professional as we can see so far. I mean, obviously that stuff already is probably a lot of effort, but let's see what it is. Okay. Oh, it's gambling. Okay, so we're not going to do that, but from what I understand, it's probably that we have to pay Pi. That would be my understanding, or not. Maybe we can play for free, and if we fail, swap and match free flags. Okay, so if we fail, we probably have to pay Pi to buy an extra life. Okay, so that's the tutorial. Great. So let's see how that goes. There's also ads in there, which is great for the developer. So that's actually not a bad app. So it kind of would be, I mean, it's not perfect, it's not polished, and World of Pi mainnet. So World of Pi mainnet. So you can see the title in the top as well. Yeah. So that's what I mentioned. If somebody were to create an app that is like, for example, Flappy Bird and goes viral for whatever reason.
Just like crazy cupcakes.
Yeah, crazy cupcakes. Yeah. So then obviously they would have the potential. Can you stop showing me tips and just let me do my thing? Yeah. Then obviously they could make a lot of Pi and it would entertain a lot of people. And if the game is so great that everybody wants to play it, then obviously it would also attract people that they would be then, okay, then I'm gonna actually buy Pi. I got a bonus, yeah. So I'm just gonna finish this level and then we're gonna move on. So it's nothing super fancy or complicated or so. It's just a game with endless levels. Serves no real purpose, but it's a game nonetheless. And frankly, I like stuff like that. So we're going to have to use this to navigate back. Simply because it's something that keeps people entertained. And if it serves as a use case for Pi, not bad. Yeah. PiCare takes care of all Pi network pioneers need to raise issues or bugs and core team and app developers to be notified or resolve them. Okay, let's check that out. I did not know that one exists. It's not an official Pi network app. So again, the app gets access to my username, my community roles, and the public wallet address, which is anyway public when I log in. And sadly, okay, there's English. Yeah, so, and there is not much activity. Apparently it's from the same creator that created the other app. So from the looks of that animation, since it's the same one, and there's a Chinese reply. How great, yeah? So it feels like if this is an official app, so if the Pi core team is actually involved here and gets any kind of feedback that were submitted here, then it would be great. But from the way it looks, that's not the case. So, that's kind of something, to be fair, that I don't think makes sense as an app, unless the core team integrates it themselves, but then it should be within the Pi network and the Pi browser app, so submit feedback. The Fireside forum already serves as a way for people to share stuff and discuss it, and the core team already has their own ticket forms, although it takes forever to get a reply, if you get one at all, depending on what your issue is. Yeah, so there is room for improvement. I would like to go back to the home screen, please. Yeah. And so I don't think that app will gain any traction or be worth it. Now the list of apps changed the order. So yeah, there is like a PiGame. Let's check that one. Open app. In development. You can donate Pi, okay, test your strategy skills, hex tricks, tower game, test strategy. What do I have to do? Okay, new game. Or join the numbers. Do I have to draw? No, what? Okay, I got it. Okay, got it. So it's also another entertaining game, or apparently there are multiple games, which is not bad. That was bad. Oh no, that works. Interesting game, never played that, so every time you swipe, you get a new number, so eventually you have to make sure to clear them up. Not bad, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna lose here, by the way. So that's 8, 8, 16, 16, 32, Getting there like a pro, yeah. So I'm just gonna try to finish this game real quick. So every time a new 2 spawns, got it, or sometimes other numbers spawn. I really don't fully understand what I'm doing here, but yeah, that's life. 16, 16, 2, 2, 2, 2. There we go. Another 16. That doesn't help. I'm just randomly pushing buttons at this point, by the way, without any idea how it affects anything. So that's like me on Twitch playing Hitman, which happens every Tuesday. So can I please die here? Okay, let's just abort this. So there are other games as well. So although there seems to be only a donate option, or maybe there is also an option to basically buy extra lives. Workforce protocol sounds nice. Marketplace to connect with and hire freelancers around the world through automated matching of work talent. That's kind of like similar like Bondex, or the idea of Bondex, just within a Pi app, but in a less professional way right now. Yeah, the development of a game like PUBG is extremely complicated. Yeah, so, and Pi Network would not do that, so it's not their job. Their job is to provide the ecosystem, or ecosystem that we have right now, and it's the job of developers or agencies and businesses to say, okay, we want to launch an app in the Pi ecosystem that does this or that. Yeah, so the problem with these apps, or actually, yeah, let's focus on that a little bit. The problem with these apps and games is that they're 99% unoriginal and even copy-paste. Serious devs will only come after mainnet is up for some time. I believe right now serious developers will already start looking into it because the launch has been a success. We had a short sell-off and then a rally and then a small retracement where we are relatively stable right now. And that already allows developers, okay, that one is not working. It already allows developers to estimate just how much they could earn with an app. The number of migrated accounts is also public, so you know exactly what's your potential user base, how big is it. So I feel like it will, yeah, as I said, like take anywhere from a couple of weeks for super talented developers that just have small ideas that they want to realize to potentially a year for bigger projects that might be handled by some bigger agencies. Even bigger businesses, so if you run an outsourcing agency, so you have whatever 50 or 100 employees so developers, project managers, designers, and so on. Yeah, you always have some of your team that is not on a project, and that's the so-called bench. Usually you would use that time when they're on the bench to upskill. And then in this case, the chances are there could be a couple agencies that use their bench to upskill on learning the Pi blockchain or the Pi ecosystem and then just launching apps this way. Yeah. Obviously, there are no guarantees. In the long run, the ecosystem will be very important. Right now, of course, as I mentioned initially, most of the apps, if not all of them, are unpolished. We can check another one, ExplorePi, for example. But I believe over time that we will see some better apps. A novel, improved, and mobile-friendly. Oh, that's from the ExplorePi website. So the website that I usually use and share with you guys when we dive into migration numbers. I didn't know that they have an app. Obviously nothing super new, but quite nice. So do we also have a menu here? Okay, it's not optimized for the iPhone here, so we can check the statistics. And we see active pioneers, 84,000. We can go to migrations here, and we can see there has been more than 1 million users migrated since the open mainnet launch, or around 1 million. I think back then it was 10,700,000 or even less. So around 1 million got migrated in the last couple of weeks. We can also see migration numbers upticking. All of that information is already outdated a little bit. You can see it's from the 1st of March. So if we look on month, so that's actually a useful app for knowing more about the Pi ecosystem. What else do we have? LatinChain hackathon winner. Compete and improve skills. Okay, hopefully not in Latin, because my Latin is limited to "mi nomen est Christian, quod nomen tibi est." So, which translates to "my nomen is Christian, what's your name?" Sorry. Yeah, did not expect that. Did the app increase my audio? That would be quite the douche move to do. There we have KuCoin advertising, an exchange that is not KYB verified. So if you want to know which exchanges trade Pi already and past KYB, I made a video about it. I published it yesterday. Rina might share the link in the chat, or Cherry might share the link in the chat. In the meantime, while we wait for this ad to go by, hi Ravi, hi Bum, hi OX Senti, hi Nanook Players, hi, did I miss somebody? Probably in the beginning, yeah, or not. Yeah. Hi Lapsus Vuolo, and the rest I think I greeted already. So ad is over or not? Yeah, there we go. And congrats, you won 1 Latin point. Yeah, well, that was easy. So you can watch ads to get Latin points. And what do I need them for? You can stream to play wind and it will watch. What? Okay. Okay. And you have to pay to publish. So is that supposed to be a social media stuff kind of thing, or games and apps? There's chess, there's Sudoku, there is Snake, and donation. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it doesn't look that great. There's leaders, global ranking. Okay, so visually a lot of confusion here. So that's about playing the games. So it seems like an unfinished app. And honestly, I'm not sure what's the purpose. Is it for games? Is it kind of like a community? LatinChain is mainly a game platform website, but I think they want to be the we have it all here. Yeah, I mean, that's always hard to be the we have it all. The only thing that I got from it right now was confusion and an ad and an almost heart attack with the audio from the ad. What else do we have?
There was also a question about new Explorer.
PiScan.io. No, I haven't checked it out. So one second, I will just check it on the computer real quick, and then maybe we'll do that in the end as well. So yeah, if I don't have a typo. So that one looks nice. Yeah, so definitely looks nice. We'll share it in a minute. So before we end the stream, do we have anything else? AppLink developers upload their apps for free. Okay. PiGame, we already checked that. A go-to travel and social platform with secure payment for travelers. So that sounds, I mean, similar, you know. Technically, if, I don't know, Airbnb would say they accept crypto, then it would be an easier way for people that want to rent out against crypto to list their properties. But I like the idea, if you have some property that you want or are renting out, that you have a place where you could say, I'm also going to rent it out for Pi. However, now that Pi is listed officially, all those things would need a possibility for you to add a fiat price, so that you say, whatever, I charge $50 per night. And that basically then, depending on the current fiat value, it adjusts the Pi price for it. So that still would require, however, some escrow, where then again, if I rent out property and I want $50 per night, and then you book for December and then you pay Pi, but I would not get it right now until basically you actually stayed here. And then maybe, I mean, I'm bullish on Pi, but still with crypto, we have to consider what if it's then worth only half. And so suddenly I didn't get the money that I need to make from your stay to cover the loan for the property or something like that. God, those endless ads, yeah. So I like the idea, but I think it's a very, very small niche. So especially also it would require that people have enough Pi. I know that I saw a post before the Mainnet launched about a pub in the UK, or not a pub, but a small hostel or hotel in the UK, where the owner, either UK or Ireland or something like that, yeah, but where the owner said, okay, they're gonna accept Pi, but you can only pay, I don't know, a third of your booking or half of your booking with Pi, yeah, which I think is fair because they still have to pay certain bills and the local, I don't know, visitors tax or whatever it's called. Okay, that doesn't seem to work. Travel app redirecting. Okay, I'm gonna patiently wait for the loading thing to disappear. So it would be a quite niche app. So because again, unless you have a huge Pi balance, but then you could also just go to an exchange, sell those Pi, and then go to, I don't know, like HRS.com, Booking.com, and book your 5-star hotel somewhere that you wanted to, or Airbnb, and just pay it with fiat. So, okay, it says travel app, but now it's a marketplace. Okay, so yeah, nope. And also an unfinished, unpolished one, yeah. So not a fan of this app either, yeah. So yeah, like we are now already in the last couple of minutes.
PiScan.
Yeah, I know, PiScan, I will not forget. But just to summarize this, so for those of you that haven't dived into the Pi ecosystem, you now got a rough idea of what it looks like. Obviously, a lot of unfinished, unpolished apps, but a lot of potential there. Some of the apps, I believe, will not go anywhere, of course. But there are some like the map of Pi with some improvements that will be a huge help. A marketplace app would have huge potential, but only if it's for used goods. Because again, for anything else, it's more convenient for you and you have less worries if you sell some Pi, if you want to pay with Pi, so you sell some Pi and then you order it on Amazon or on some other online store that's bigger where you know you have a right to return, you know how to reach the customer service and so on. So a marketplace really would only work if it's for used stuff, in my opinion, which might be a big product idea for the Pi ecosystem. Yeah, but also a complicated one because it would need some kind of escrow process. So I buy something and then you ship it and you enter the shipping tracking number, and then only after it's delivered and maybe even after I confirmed that I received it, you received the money, which however then still might cause fraud because I could just claim I didn't receive what I ordered or so. So like there are a lot of things. So for the ecosystem to grow, it will take a little bit of time and the right developers. And that's however what will make the long-term difference. Each one of us can do their job in quotes. If you're a developer, obviously maybe look for a project you can help out either for free or for a share of the final project revenues or so. If you own a business, consider if and how you could or want to accept Pi. But even if none of that applies, we can still help out by spreading the word. If you know a developer and you know that he or she already created some small private website or app or something like that, point out, hey, why don't you not create something for the Pi ecosystem? If you do, depending on what you create, you know, people can then pay within your app or service that you create with Pi and you earn some extra money that could be worth a lot. I mean, look at Pi's launch so far, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I believe that there is a lot of potential, and the next year, maybe the next 1.5 or worst case 2 years will show where it goes. As I've shared in previous live streams, as far as the price goes, I believe short term, the next couple of weeks and months, hype in quotes will be what drives the price. So now the CoinMarketCap official ranking, so that it finally lists on spot 11. Then eventually we'll hear from Binance based on the mostly positive poll, so 86% of votes were for a listing of Pi. So eventually there should be an announcement within the next couple of weeks if they will list Pi, which also would require them to pass KYB and so on, which obviously would have an impact. So separate vendors, so like car dealerships and so on, saying that they're going to accept Pi, like the post I showed earlier in the stream. So short term, all of that will help the price. Long term, however, so looking longer than 6 months to 2 years or so, the ecosystem is what, in my opinion, will make the difference. And we can all do our part. So I'm trying to do my part by answering questions, sharing updates and so on, inviting new people. And as said, you also can all do your part. And even if you do it for selfish reasons, invite more people to the project. Tell them if they sign up today, they get 1 Pi, which is already $1.70 for free. And then they can push a button once per day to earn more, and spread the word, grow the community. And with that, help out as well. Last but not least, we said piscan.io. I'm going to share my screen. So just I'm going to share the link. So previously, obviously, there is the Block Explorer. That's the official Pi blockchain explorer on the minepi.com. So the official Pi network website, which obviously it does its job, but it's obviously in no way optimized for non-crypto people. Then we have ExplorePi.info, where we also just saw the app in the Pi ecosystem, which is already a little bit improved in terms of it has dedicated migration information. So you see how many accounts are on the blockchain, how many migrations happen, and you can even look at a monthly basis. Again, the last update happened pretty much at 12 at noon on the 1st of March. So it doesn't mean no migrations happened here. It just means that the data is only till here. But you can see that there are, a lot of migrations. It's actually a growing number. So if we again switch to the yearly chart or all-time chart, you can see that the number of migrations is increasing rapidly. And you can see how many Pi are liquid, how many are locked up. You can see when future coins and how many are going to unlock for each individual month and then also for each individual day. You can see which lockups are picked by most users and so on. So it already provides a lot of information. And one interesting metrics, it shows a number of the Pi that might be lost already. So due to people losing their passphrase. So that's based on coins that are locked or that are already unlockable for more than a year but haven't been unlocked. So where people already have them in the wallet and they could already move them to the available balance, but they haven't done that. So that's the site that we used recently, explorepi.info. And in comparison to that, PiScan looks nicer and on the main page already has more information. It has the chart embedded where you see based on OKX, the Pi to USDT chart. It has information on the current market cap, the price development during the last 24 hours, the supply, how much of it is circulating and how much of that is locked, the balance in exchange wallets, so how many Pi are in different exchange wallets, and how the blockchain is doing, so how many transactions per second are being processed, and so on. It shows the latest transactions, latest operations, so latest blocks and stuff like that. It shows the different wallets, so basically the wallets that list Pi network and past KYB. We can see Pionex has 2 wallets. The other exchanges have 1 wallet right now. The total balance, how much that is worth right now. The Pi core team wallet, and the balance is in there and what's the value in those wallets and so on. Ongoing operations, recent transactions, block information, and nodes. How many nodes there are? There are officially 41 nodes active, so they are actually running the mainnet blockchains. The node IP addresses, and then based on the IP addresses, the location. So that's actually quite, and you also see which nodes are operated by the core team. That is nice. So that's quite nice. You also see only the ISP. So sorry, I moved out by mistake. So I have to say I'm gonna keep using that in the future as well. So while it does not have the migration information like ExplorePi, which I think is very, very relevant, and the unlock information. So this part here showing you when coins are going to unlock. So for example, in December 2027, depending on how everything is, we might expect a little bit of decline in value because a bigger portion of coins is unlocking compared to all the periods before. Yeah. And it's important to keep an eye on the migration. So I feel like both those sites, I shared both links in case you didn't see them, PiScan.io and ExplorePi.info. I feel both of them provide a lot of information. If it's just about the facts like price, wallet contents, and so on, I think PiScan has the cleaner setup, but ExplorePi has the migration information as well. So yeah, thanks for sharing that link. Really nice addition. So yeah, anyway, with that, we reached the end of today's stream. Don't forget the pinned message in the chat has the link to the community post. So whatever questions you have, because today we focused on the ecosystem, whatever questions you have that you want to have answers to, even if they're about other projects and not Pi Network, so anything that I've covered on the channel is okay. You can submit there. We're going to compile the list, and then starting tomorrow's stream, we're going to start with answering the questions that were asked most often, and then during the next couple of streams, work our way through them while people can submit new questions and so on. So this way, we don't have streams where we constantly talk about the same thing over and over again, but eventually have streams where we cover specific questions and where we can then reference back to as well. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by.
Somebody was asking to tell them with the bet.
With what?
With a bet.
There's a bet. I'm a degenerate gambler. So where's the bet? Bet. I have a bet with my friend. Please follow me. I will go to lose 50 pi. Follow you where? Like on YouTube, on Pi Network, or this is your chance. Come on. This is your chance. Yeah? Like, so just tell me where I should follow you. YouTube, Pi Network, Pornhub, yeah? OnlyFans, I don't know. So on Pi Network, okay, what's your Pi username? So share the Pi username. I'm not going to decide this myself. Yeah, we're going to switch here. So 1 second. So I'm not gonna, since you like to gamble, it's gonna come down to luck. Yeah. So you guys can see my camera, it's black now. I'm gonna shake the 8 ball. Should I follow Ravi Verma on Pi Network? Yeah. So shaking the 8 ball, and I'm gonna hold it here. I'm not gonna look so that there's no manipulation. And we're gonna swipe here and try to get a sharp image. No, it said what? Signs point to yes. Congratulations, you won, yeah? And just to prove that, we're gonna do that on stream real quick, yeah? For that, I need to have the Pi browser, if I remember it correctly, yeah? And then I need to go to, I don't even know, profiles. Can I search there for a user? Find the username. Okay, I have to type that. RV12. Seriously, that's your username? That's you? That's you. Okay, follow. There we go. Yeah, so my pleasure. So yeah, and don't thank me. The 8 ball decided. If the 8 ball would have said no, yeah, you would have been out of 50 pi. So thanks everyone for stopping by. I wish you all a pleasant rest of the day, and then see you all tomorrow with another episode of Common Chaos Live, where we will again jump into the different questions and news. Yeah, till then guys, bye-bye.